begin with breaking news.
And that breaking news is out of Calaveras and Tuolumne counties. That's where residents are evacuated as fire crews battle the TCU September Lightning Complex.
And of course, we see some of the video here behind us right now. Now, the complex is made up of at least 9 fires that have burned more than 12,000 acres in Tuolumne County. Evacuation orders stretch from the Don Pedro Reservoir up through Chinese Camp to Montezuma and Yosemite Junction. Warnings shown there in yellow include Quartz south of Jamestown. Now, another portion of the Lightning Complex is burning in Calaveras County, just north of Angels Camp.
Here's a look at the evacuation area right here. Orders right now marked in red. They run from Vallecito to Murphy's, while areas in yellow, those are warnings, meaning residents should be ready to leave at a moment's notice.
We do have team coverage this morning. Melanie Wingo gathering information about the air resources that fire crews are using. Meteorologist Ophelia Young keeping an eye on air quality as smoke drifts from those fires as well.
Yeah, Mike Tassell is in Tuolumne County. That's where flames have ravaged a historic town, while traffic expert Brian Hickey is monitoring those road closures throughout both counties. But let's begin with the very latest weather conditions and how they're impacting containment efforts with meteorologist Tamara Burke.
One of the best ways to talk about the weather conditions is to do a little show and tell. I'm going to take you through a rewind here over the last 30 minutes. This is coming in from Sonora west, and it's actually looking down the Highway 108 corridor and off to the westerly direction, and this is at an elevation about 2,400 feet. So the Sonora West camera shows you not only just a beautiful sunrise, but these smoky skies here around Sonora, and at least you aren't seeing from this vantage point any major hot spots. Conditions right now around the TCU Lightning Complex include wind speeds out of the northeast 5 to 10 miles per hour. So they've been pretty light in these overnight hours. Temperatures currently in the lower 70s, so it's been quite mild. Humidity has been about 50%, and the air quality so far, we're going to hear more on that, has been deemed unhealthy in several locations. There are parts of Calaveras and Tuolumne counties. So the wind forecast for the morning, again, pretty light, primarily east to northeast. But now that the sun is coming up, those wind conditions are going to change, moving to more of a south to southwesterly direction during the daylight and charge up a little bit in that 10 to 15 mile per hour range in Angels Camp, Chinese Camp area, and in through Columbia. So that'll mean some changeable air quality as well, especially as we head through the next couple of hours. Across the region today, temperatures down. That's good news along the fire lines. We're looking at mid-70s with storms staying to the southern Sierra today, especially south of Tahoe. Smoky skies, low 90s in the foothills with highs in the mid-90s across the valley. Coming up in the next 10 minutes, I'll walk you through the extended forecast neighborhood by neighborhood. It is 7:03 right now. Let's get a check of the highway conditions with Brian.
Thanks, Tamara. We're going to start here along Highway 50 coming in through White Rock Road. And you can see there traffic is cruising. We're really no trouble here in the 50 corridor. 80 coming in, just some minor delays through Greenback, but otherwise over the top, all clear, and just a minor slowdown getting onto the causeway. As you're making your way northbound on 99, seeing some heavier traffic here at Florin Road, and that all starts a little bit further back towards Mac. You start to see a little bit of slowing, but right at Florin, you can see some red on the speed sensors there. But that's it, no incidents. And in Stockton, we're all clear. As you head east, though, up into the complex fires there, they've got 120 and 49 closed just off of 108 towards Chinese Camp with fire activity in that area. So again, avoid that for now. 80 is a 12-minute ride out of Roseville, 50 out of Folsom. We're looking at 16 minutes. 99, a 12-minute ride from Elk Grove. I-5, 11 minutes. Back to you.
Brian, thank you. As residents do leave their homes, officials are now opening evacuation points.
In Calaveras County, a shelter has been set up at Bret Harte High School. That's in Angels Camp on Murphy's Grade Road. They're accepting pets there. Livestock can be taken to the Calaveras County Fairgrounds on Frogtown Road. While in Tuolumne County, residents can go to the Sonora Senior Center. That's on Greeley Road. They're accepting pets as well. Livestock and other large animals can be taken to the Motherlode Fairgrounds on Southgate Drive.
KCRA3's Mike Tassell joins us now live with an update from where he is. Mike, of course, we know the sun is up now, and that does give a better idea and a better look at what has happened overnight.
Yeah, and with the sun up over the horizon, we are getting that better look of the damage here. We are standing on Red Hill Road, just to the west of Highway 120, and the scene speaks for itself. Just every direction you look on the left and right, you can see a lot of destruction, a lot of destroyed homes. This again, a look from Red Hill Road. If you're familiar with Chinese Camp along Red Hill Road, Maiden, Curry, Washington, Maine, those are all the cross streets where we're seeing damage like this this morning as we're getting this first daylight view. Now, I can tell you just up the road, a home at the 13500 Red Hill, untouched by flames. So that home saved, and then a little further up the road, the Chinese Camp School, that one also spared from any damage, but it is just off of 120 up to that point of 13500 Red Hill where this is the scene. Many structures lost. We don't have a firm count as of now, but clearly dozens of structures burned in this fire. Now, this is your daylight look. Let me give you a quick look of what our crew saw when they were here last night. A much more active scene as far as fire activity, and that fire activity, unfortunately, burning homes and downing power lines. We've seen multiple power lines down along this road as well. No homeowners in this area right now because this is an evacuated area. So again, if we can come back out here live, our first daylight look at some of the one of the hardest hit areas of this 6.5 fire here along Red Hill Road. And then again, as we reported earlier this morning, coming in on 120, we saw a couple of homes and structures along 120 that were burned coming in from the north. So clearly a lot of damage done in a short period of time. This specifically is the 6.5 fire of that complex. We were also in the 2.3, drove past the 2.3 complex. That's where we saw some active flames on the hillside this morning. But again, those relatively were contained, just kind of moving slowly down the hillside. As for this area, we haven't really seen a whole lot of active fire here this morning, just a whole lot of damage done by that activity yesterday into the early hours of this morning. Live in Chinese Camp, Tuolumne County, Mike Tassell, KCRA 3 News.
And of course, Mike, you know, we have watched these kind of incidents happen before, and your heart just breaks when you think about the devastation for the people who live in those areas, and just the recovery is going to take weeks, months, maybe even years as well. We're going to check back in with you throughout this hour and keep us updated, of course, on what you're seeing out there. Meantime, in Tuolumne County, the Black Oak Casino is working to help those who've been forced to leave their homes. They say anyone who's under a mandatory fire evacuation order can stay with them for free. All you have to do is show your California ID. It does have to list that your address is in the evacuation zone.
The September lightning complex also impacting air quality in the mother lode.
KCRA 3 meteorologist Ophelia Young joining us now with the latest on this. And Ophelia, we know that as you know, the winds shift, people with allergies will definitely be affected by this.
Yes, if you have respiratory issues, definitely a good day to stay indoors. We are tracking the return of some onshore winds, which is both good and bad. It is good because it does bring in some cooler air, which will help out fire conditions and firefighters. But it's bad because the varying and shifting winds will pose some challenges and will eventually drive up some air from the south, which does include smoke from not just one, but several fires that are burning, and also some fires in central California. Here's a photo of those smoky skies shared yesterday from Tiffany of, in her words, the dramatic fire skies over Murphy's. Another one of the sun glowing through the smoke as a plane passes overhead by Jamie Lane. Foothill residents can expect to walk out today to more of the same unhealthy air, which is currently worse, as you can see, in Tuolumne and Calaveras counties. Those areas are not only being dealt smoke from lightning fires that broke out yesterday, but the ongoing Garnet fire further down south in the foothills of Fresno County. Smoke drifting north, combining with the smoke from the several vegetation fires that sparked yesterday. Those winds out of the south will drive all of that smoke north, while the Delta breeze, it'll be light, but still pushing it from the valley, bunching it up in the foothills, especially tonight. More smoke will waft back and forth from the valley to the foothills tomorrow, depending on firefighting efforts, of course. The smoke forecast model then thinking the smoke will move up into the Sierra will be more concentrated there on Friday. So heads up for folks who are headed to or are in the mountain. Of course, this forecast can change very quickly with a few more storms forecast for the Sierra later today. Tamara Berg will have more on that later on in the show. For now, we're going to go back to the desk. Mike and Brandy.
Ophelia, thanks so much for that. And of course, during fire season, having a go bag ready can really make all the difference when disaster strikes.
So officials recommend having essentials ready like the following here: prescriptions or medications, a change of clothes, extra eyeglasses or contact lenses, a first aid kit, a flashlight, a battery-powered radio with extra batteries, as well as chargers for any electronics. Now, pet owners should also have leashes, kennels, pet food, and water ready to go.